Good morning, lovely people. And today we are reading about what are Meghan's views on Dr. Chandulka's interview. If you haven't seen the interview yet, go and watch it. It is really instructive. It's different when you actually see the interview rather than just hear a report of the interview. This lady is incredible, and the way that she answered those questions, wow, it was like she was being cross-examined by the interviewer. He was really tough on her, and I would love to see some interviewer interview Harry and Meghan like that. Oh, deceit. So is that Meghan already planning a deceitful response, or Meghan thinking this woman has been deceitful? Not sure. Deceit often comes up for Meghan Markle. Okay, and I love how Dr. Sophie calls Meghan the Duchess, like it's a like it's an insult. The Duchess. Pride. I got the impression that Dr. Chandulka is not doing any of this for her own benefit, her own pride, and that she really is disdainful, that's the right word, disdainful of Meghan and Harry, and how they, in Dr. Chandulka's view, how Harry and Meghan are using the charity for their own ends. And so the interview is about various things, but one of the things that comes out in the interview is that Meghan wasn't supposed to be at that famous polo match where they were fundraising for Centre Bali, and she arrived at the last minute, and she brought with her a very famous friend that took the attention off the charity. Also, what did she say? It's she wasn't supposed to be on the podium, and that ruined the choreography of the final moments on the podium. So, attachment. Meghan is attached to her titles, I suppose, but also to having people think well of her. And whereas Dr. Sophie doesn't seem to care about what people think of her, her main goal seems to be protecting the charity. So the other thing that came out in the interview that I hadn't seen reported anywhere was how this was an annual charity event, and fairly much at the last minute, Harry said that he was going to bring Netflix camera crews, and that resulted in logistical difficulties because the ground that they were supposed to play at had donated the facilities for them to play their polo match, their charity match, and then when they heard Netflix was coming and it was going to be a commercial endeavour, they were refused to continue to donate the premises, so she had to go and find a different premises. So we're still asking the cards about Meghan. Betrayal. Dr. Chandulka felt, I think, this is not betrayed by Meghan, but betrayed by Harry, because after that ridiculous scene on the podium where Meghan just made a complete and utter nut of herself. I was grabbing some other cards. Then Harry told Dr. Chandulka to make a statement to say that Meghan was nice or something, and there was no dramas between her and Meghan, and she refused. She refused because she thought that Meghan's conduct was appalling, and she refused to be part of Meghan and Harry's PR. So how does Meghan feel about Dr. Chandulka? I think that says acceptance in the upside down. She does not accept that this strong, beautiful, intelligent black woman has crossed her, basically. Yeah, she feels betrayed, and she feels that this woman has no right to betray her like this because she is the Duchess. And the way that Dr. Sophie kept using that word, Duchess, 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 grief. Oh, this situation is going to cause Meghan nothing but grief. Meghan has messed with the wrong person. Meghan has messed with the wrong person. Okay, so we're going to ask true crime cards. again, from Meghan's perspective, um, or from the perspective of Dr. Sophie in respect of Meghan. How does let's do that. How does Dr. Sophie feel about Meghan? Travel. I wonder if Centre Bali has been paying for Meghan and Harry's travel costs. You know, they famously take all those those private jets. Meghan wanted to trap Dr. Sophie. She wanted to make her bend to her will. Dr. Sophie was not prepared to do that. Love. No love lost between the two women. Okay. Intuition. Dr. Sophie has followed her intuition. She knows what they were asking her to do was wrong, asking her to use Centre Bali basically to give Meghan positive publicity that she didn't deserve. That's the board meeting that was thrown into chaos. Accomplice, partner in crime. She basically believes that what Meghan did verged on criminal and perversion. This is basically using the charity for their own personal PR, for their own personal, not only PR, but benefit. And the other thing that Dr. Sophie said that was interesting, we all know that Harry hadn't visited this charity, Centre Bali, in 5 years, basically since he and Meghan left the royal family. And the thing that I didn't know was that when he went back to visit last year, for the first time in 5 years, it was because Dr. Sophie had really asked him, please, can you come and visit the charity? And she also said that donations were significantly down. And donors that had been donors for decades had said they weren't feeling like they wanted to donate to this charity anymore because of Meghan and Harry's actions, and I think that was their actions in bringing down the royal family, or trying to bring down the royal family. So that's very interesting. What do you think of this whole mess? Do you think it's got Meghan's fingerprints on it? Please like if you do and subscribe if you haven't. And let me know what you think, where this is headed. Fraud. That's why she reported the board to the Charities Commission. She thinks there's been fraud. Oof. Female, there she is. Strong female. The board thought that they could push her around, but she is having none of it. Strong, proud female. Secrets. She doesn't want anything that's going on behind closed doors to be secret, because she believes that sunlight is the best disinfectant. Debt. Very much something going on with the secret spending going on behind the scenes. And I don't know if this female might even be Meghan Markle herself, the Duchess, as Dr. Chandulka calls her. She makes it sound like a real insult. It's quite funny. What debt did Meghan run up on the accounts of the charity? And we know that we suspect that when Archewell is involved with the veterans thing, Invictus, we suspect that Meghan uses it as her own personal ATM to pay for all her clothes and her travel and everything. And I wonder if she's done the same thing secretly with Centre Bali. Maybe Centre Bali had to pay for her outfits or something. And Dr. Chandulka said absolutely not. Dr. Sophie views herself as a caregiver for those children who benefit from the charity. And I heard somebody say briefly the other day something about, and I think it was Angela Levin. She was being interviewed and she said, somebody on the board had said that Dr. Sophie was demanding $2,000 a day for her time or something like that. That's absolutely false, because Dr. Sophie is a volunteer at the charity. She doesn't get paid anything. She's a volunteer. And her time is given for the benefit of the children. Home, yeah, for the orphans. So I don't know where Angela Levin got that piece of information or why she repeated that, but yeah, Meghan is out for revenge. Meghan is out for revenge. Wow. So somebody planted that piece of information as a lie. Mind control. Yep, Meghan and Harry playing their usual media games. And isn't it interesting? That's the first time I've seen anybody call out Harry so directly for using the media to manipulate and ruin other people's reputations. The media that he so despises. She's a very clever lady, and her turn of phrase is just brilliant. And as I say, in that interview, the guy was really tough on her, and he asked her some very tough questions, and she held her own. Wow. So, inside, she said she would normally not reveal internal business, but because of the way things had happened, she felt that she needed to provide some context. Alrighty. I think the cards are nearly at the end. Regret. Harry and Meghan are going to regret tangling with this lady. They are really going to regret tangling with her. Final few cards coming from Meghan's perspective again. Let's see. Missing. Ooh, there's some missing documents, missing receipts, missing... Ooh, that's interesting. Couple. Harry and Meghan. This is going to age them. Hidden secrets. There's some things that's happened behind closed doors. Oh, my word. They were greedy. They were greedy. There's no light at the end of that tunnel. It's just getting darker and darker and darker for them. And as usual, Meghan and Harry were the man-made disaster. They're the architects of their own demise, their own destruction. And Dr. Chandulka is all about getting justice for the charity. And she is not going to let money be wasted on celebrities. Oof, and look at that. Legal proceedings. And there's more fire. There's more fire. There's the train, the plane going down in flames, and more fire. This really could be the end of Harry. This really could be the end of Harry. Because she is not going to let it go. She really is not going to let it go. And she's got some really salient points. She's not going to be bullied. She's not going to back down. And the whole thing started to blow up because that was Harry and Meghan trying to use that polo match for commercial purposes. And she said, no, that's not, well, she didn't say no. She tried to accommodate that. And then suddenly the Duchess appeared when she wasn't supposed to appear at the polo match. And then Harry wanted Dr. Sophie to say nice PR things about Meghan. And that gives us an insight into how what might have happened with Meghan and what's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow. There was this tension between them, and suddenly Meghan's eating a pie at Gwyneth's table. It might have been this pressure to say nice things about Meghan. Yeah, and Dr. Sophie just said, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to use this charity to promote your celebrity status. And yeah, you brought this on yourself. You play with fire, you're going to get burned. And she wants to see justice done, and that's why she's instituted those legal proceedings to retain herself. So basically, so that they couldn't fire her from her position, her voluntary position as chair of the board, because she followed her intuition, and she's worried about the debt, and it said fraud. One of the things said fraud, and she's concerned that they've perverted out of their greed, they've perverted the and money, fame, they've perverted the role of the charity. And she's not having it. She is not having it. She loves the children. She's following her intuition. She's not going to let the charity pay for their travel or their other private expenses. Yeah. Wow. This is going to be it's not going to just end. Harry and Meghan are not going to be able to pay people off. What do you think? Where do you think this is going? Wow. Let's pull two cards about where is the court case going to go? What's the outlook for the court case? That's a protection card, but in the upside down. Harry's not going to be able to hide behind his royal status. Oh, crushed. Harry and Meghan going to be crushed. And what's going to come out? Batshit crazy activities going on behind the scenes. If this really does go to court, wow, we are going to have a window into the universe of how Harry has really operated this charity and possibly other charities for his own personal gain. And I don't think he started off like that, but I think it's certainly been like that when Meghan came on the scene. That is when that started to fall apart. Atoms, the building blocks. Ho. Don't mess with this lady, Earth. She is down to earth and she knows her oats. Alrighty, people, have a fantastic day. Let me know how you think this is going to go, and do you think that this is the final nail in Harry and Meghan's coffin? Take care, and may the angels walk with you now and always.